What's going on, guys? So today we're inside because we're filming our first breakdancing power move, and that is the windmill. Okay, step one. So step one is actually a prereq that you're going to need to know for this move. It's very important, even though you probably won't really notice it when I do the move. It looks something like this. Now, it's not terribly difficult to do. As you can see, I'm still talking to you while I'm doing it. But it's crucial when you're in the move. It's a little transition from one windmill to the next, and I'll show you. So what you're going to want to do for this move is you're going to take your favorite arm, whichever arm you like is the arm that you're going to be spinning on. I'll show you later. And then you're going to put it right about in the middle of your stomach, just right there. Now you're going to be putting all your weight on this. So find a comfortable spot. It doesn't have to be right in the center. I kind of put it off to the side, even though you're supposed to kind of have it in the center. Just find a comfortable place because you're going to be using this and putting all your weight on it. Then what you do is you put it into the ground. So make sure your elbow and arm are really stretched out. And you just kind of lean on it. Now to practice this, just, like this, just hold yourself up. It's going to be crucial. Then, once you feel comfortable with that, begin leaning on it. Like, get your body off the ground. And use your other arm, your non-dominant arm, to hold you and keep you up. So this one, into here, on the ground. Use this arm to hold yourself, make sure you don't fall over, and just kind of lean on it. Just go up, just get an idea of what it's like to have all your weight on that arm. Once you feel comfortable with this, you're probably ready to move on. You should be able to hold it for maybe about 3 seconds, not terribly long, but the longer you can hold it, the easier it is to do the power move. It's important to note that this move took me about 2 or 3 weeks to learn, and I spent most of my time learning on step 1. This is because I didn't want to hurt my wrist, or my elbow, or really any part of my arm on this move, especially since you're putting all of your weight on one arm. So now that you've spent some time learning step 1, and you think you've mastered it well enough to learn the next part of this move, I'm going to show you how it works. This part, you might want to wear a sweatshirt because if you don't do it right, you might end up hitting your shoulder a couple times and bruise it. Happened to me, it'll probably happen to you as well. So step 2. For step 2, this is the transition from being on your arm in the freeze onto the ground on your back. This transition is very important, and depending how you do on this will determine how well you do a windmill. To begin, you go into your freeze that you're comfortable with, and for the first part, you can probably keep your body on the ground. You don't have to be up in the air. You just want to get a feeling of how it works. So what you're going to want to do is you want to put your shoulder onto the ground, and you want your shoulder right about where your hand is in the freeze. I'll show you what I mean. You're here, you're going to be moving your body like this, and your arm is not going to collapse. You're not going to fall on top of your arm. Everybody thinks it's this crazy thing where you go, ah! It's really not, because that just hurts. And nobody wants to get hurt when they're doing these moves. It's a transition, just like many other things. So you go from here, and you slowly come down. Your arm folds into itself. It just collapses into itself gently. Should look something like this. So now that you're getting a feel for that second move, I'm going to show you what happens after that. So when you're very comfortable and you're not hitting your arm and smacking into the ground or hurting yourself or making your parents go nuts, this is the next step. Down. Now you're here. I'm sure this is a lovely shot for you. It's a lovely shot for me. Once you're here, this is where the fun begins. So this is the part where you begin spinning on your back. You don't want to spin around like a turtle because it's not as cool as a windmill. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pop back up into the first position into step 1. Here's what I mean. You're rolling this way and you're spinning this way. You're here. This arm is going to help you. Not a lot, but it's going to help you. You're also using your momentum. This arm is going to want to return to this position so that you can grab yourself and go back up for round 2. Your legs are sweeping. They're making a whoop. They're going like this. For this beginning part, you might want to just wear socks. Might make it easier to slide, especially depending on the floor that you're on. So you're moving around. Once you're here, your legs are switching. You're on your side, and you want your legs as wide apart as possible. Makes it look cool. You have them together, doesn't look as pretty. So your legs are wide apart, and you're here. You want to roll over onto this arm. So you're back in step 1. You're here. To get this arm around, you just simply turn it over once you're up. So you use it to push you off the ground and then turn it back over. So you're here, and then use this arm to push, and you're here. Seems simple enough. Here are some tricks and tips. Okay, so starting from the beginning, here are some common problems that people have and that I see in people that are learning how to learn this move, along with myself. You start in the freeze, and when you're coming down, you don't get over. You're just on your elbow and your shoulder, and you're just here. That's what happens to your windmill. It's just done from the beginning. Make sure that when you go, you're spinning. So you're rotating your body, not your hand, but your body. I'll show you. Here, this. You use this arm to push. That way I have momentum to spin around instead of just fall over like a dead frog. Another problem that I had, and that I've seen others have, is that they spin too much when they're on their back. They think it's some sort of turtle thing and that they're a Ninja Turtle. Not necessarily, it's not going to work. I'll show you what I mean. When they begin, they get a lot of power and they spin like they're supposed to. The problem is, they don't stop. It doesn't work. You can't windmill like that. It's not much of a spin. Many people think that you're spinning on your back, but you're not really. You're just rotating over it. So the motion that you're going to want to get in is like this. You're just going like this. You're just rolling over. Little bit of spin, it's not really important. It's going to happen. You just like this, just a roll. And then when you go over, roll, and you're up. You have to focus on two components, the down and the up. Don't worry about the spinning. Of course you focused on the spinning when you saw it on TV because it looked awesome. But I bet you those guys doing it on TV weren't even thinking about the spinning. They were thinking about down and up. And I'll show you. The two most important parts. Down and up. Notice how I just did a slow motion windmill without any spinning. I didn't spin on my back. You didn't see me do extra spins for no reason. I just went down and back up. That's all you really need for this move. Normally when you see these moves, they look like they have tons of explosive power and spin, and like they're jumping and hitting themselves really hard, and it would maybe look painful. It's not the case. This is something you have to remember when you're learning this move. Otherwise you're going to hurt yourself over and over and over again. Especially with the down and the up, the two most important parts. If you go down too hard and throw yourself, you're going to hurt your shoulder. I did it a lot because I thought I had to. It's not important. Remember to go down. Switch places with your hand and your shoulder. Now coming up is also important because if you throw your arm into your side, it's going to hurt. Especially if you jump on it like this. It's really important to be careful when you first start learning it. Go slowly and make sure you're transitioning and not just throwing yourself. When you come through, don't just have to catch yourself, because that's going to hurt your arm, especially your elbow. Another place people have problems is coming up. Here's what I mean. When they come through, their arm is in the wrong spot. For the most stability and for the safest results, you're going to want it straight up and down. I'll show you what a messy one looks like. When they're coming up, they come up and their arm is here. So it's not straight, it's not perpendicular with the ground. So they're coming up like this, and they're slipping, and they're falling, and they're hurting their wrist, depending on where they are. If they're too far this way, it's not gonna work. So when you come up, it's important to remember to make this as perpendicular with the ground as possible. It's safest, it looks cleanest, it is the best. In breakdancing, everybody has their own style. As you saw in the intro, my legs are kind of bent when I do a windmill, but that's, for me, just my style. Some people, mostly the professionals, like to have their legs straighter. So when they come through, they get more power, more rotation. There are a lot of benefits to having your legs straight. Along with that, there are many other variations of the move, so whichever way you like to do them or feel most comfortable doing them works. There's no specific way that you're supposed to do it. You can have your legs straight, you can have them bent. Some people do baby mills, which look something like this. bit of time and effort, this move can be yours. This is the basic windmill that has many different variations that you can learn well after. Just to let you know, it took me about 2 to 3 weeks. Like I said previously, it could take you less time or more time, depending on your body type, strength, weight, ratio. Just remember, the more you practice it, the better it'll look, the cooler you'll look in front of your friends, family, whatever. Just do it in a parking lot, who knows, whatever you use a windmill for, it'll be awesome. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.